What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition, or a day, I guess I should say, of Counter Pit League. It is going to be Flipside versus Dignitas to start things off with Titan Team Solo Mid a little bit later on in the evening. And joining me today, bailing me out in some ways, because Vendetta apparently lost his keys, it's going to be Rix. How you doing today, bud?
Hello, man. It's going to be interesting once again to cast CS. Maybe some of you remember me from way back in the day in the beginning of CSGO, but now I'm back to, as you say, bail you out.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. It's going to be a fun time. So we've got, again, Flipside starting off against Team Dignitas. Now, this is Group A action, and in that group, Dignitas has actually already played 3 times, yet only have a total of 2 points based on 2 draws and 1 loss. And, of course, the draws came against both Virtus Pro and Gamers 2, and then the loss came to Na'Vi, who sit at the top of the league right now with 7 points. Flipside, this is their first game. A win today, that would be massive because it would jump them right up into second place and potentially do wonders for them based on how many draws are coming in right now, specifically Virtus Pro, who's yet to win a match, or win a series, rather, in this league. So, that said, we'll take a quick peek just before we get underway at the Vulcan standings for today. Now, we are not on there just because it's a spread out league today for us, so unfortunately our 2 games did not get put on, but look at all the ESL stuff going on, and a couple of cool things they've added over there aside from all the new gold features and credit system. They've got predictions now, and believe it or not, they actually came to me for advice, so they're probably all wrong on these predictions, but these are based on the ESL league tonight because there are a number of matches over there, and I think Flipside plays this match, and then they play 3 maps tonight there. So they've got a lot of Counter-Strike in the cards today. And then I think Fnatic plays twice. But this is something they're going to be doing each week now. They're going to try and do it daily, obviously, where it is daily fantasy. But you can go in and read who sort of you think the best decisions or best choices are, and then make your picks and predictions accordingly. I don't know, for us, let's just have some fun today. Where can I get in for a credit league here? There's got to be a free credit league here somewhere. Here we go. Civo North America. Why not? Let's just go and pick one just to give you guys the sample. Elevate's playing. We can only pick 1 from each team, or 3 from each team. I like Rush. Wow, these guys are all good value. I'm going to take Roka and Team Liquid. Nitro's an obvious choice. Let's take Flowsick because he's been playing well for them lately. SKDC, I like Stewie and Ocean. Lunatic, I'm going to say Scouts and Invert. But that exceeds my limit, so I have $982 left to spend. Let's just go back over and grab, no wait, let's go, oh, I'm just off of Fugly. Let's go XP3, and we'll make the shot caller Nitro. So that's all you have to do, basically. You have a salary, you get the 8 players. Everyone knows how it's done. But if you do want to play involved in the game, all you have to do is sign up over there. Click the link right below our channel, and it'll give you the promo code, or you can use the promo code COUNTERPIT. They'll match your first deposit up to $1,000. So I just joined the Civo League. You can join whatever league you like. It's the easiest way to make money right now in Counter-Strike, and it's a daily fantasy league. That said, we are just getting the players into the server. We'll take a quick peek at the maps before we do that. It's going to start off Flipside. Now, they take Cash, and then Dignitas grab Mirage. Now, this is interesting to me, Rix, because Flipside Cash, this tells me that Cobblestone was likely banned out by Dignitas, and they didn't go toward another map they really enjoy, which is Mirage. It actually gets picked by Dignitas, so they're going to have a chance to play a map they like. This actually, in my opinion, favors Flipside in this group.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be interesting, especially on Mirage, because I'm pretty sure Flipside are going to win Cash. Since the last time they played, Flipside won that map 16-11. But Mirage is a very favorite map for Dignitas as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing especially that second map where it could go straight down to overtime, because these 2 teams are very, very talented.
I completely agree, and I mean it's interesting as well that Dignitas taking Mirage. Yeah, they've been good on it. Let's not forget that Flipside is the team that twice now in the history of the map for them, they've come back from only getting 3 rounds on the CT side to win out on T side, which is pretty ridiculous on a map like that. So the fact that Mirage is going to be in the pool and they don't have to pick it, or they didn't pick it, it does say that Dignitas are confident on it, but it also says that Flipside, if they take Cash, have a really good chance to take this series. Yeah, I mean Cash, it's a little bit different. Flipside haven't traditionally been as good on it. Now, keep in mind, they typically are a T-side-oriented team, just based on the fact that Blade is an excellent strat caller. They also do have Simple in this league. It's not ESL-related, so Simple can be playing. So that gives us their standard 5. I think Simple's going to have to be massive for opening things up for them. And I mean, World Edit's gone kind of quiet lately, but he needs to get his this map in particular, CT side, needs to get his op out.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be fun to see how it all works out. Yeah, as you said, Simple coming in instead of who are they using? Cyber Focus, I'm pretty sure.
Cyber Focus, yep.
Yeah. And yeah, that's of course a big addition, or it's not really an addition since he's already on the team, but as you said, with the ESL stuff. So Flipside definitely happy that they can use one of the best, if not their best player on the team in this one, and they're going to need him. They're going to need every single part of this team, and then they're going to all need to play together perfectly in order to beat Dignitas, who are a strong tier 2, just below that top of tier 2, starting to the bottom of tier 1 team. So yeah, both very talented teams.
At the start of 2015, when I guess this Flipside roster, I guess it was sort of mid-February, I was looking at it and I said Flipside's going to be the back of the top 10, but the team that's actually the most improved to me so far this year is Dignitas, who's been absolutely awesome lately. The problem is they're inconsistent, so you don't know which Dignitas you're going to have show up on any certain day. If it's the top level Dignitas, then yeah, you've got a chance that, I mean, they could, I won't say easily, but they could very well take a map, or if not the whole series, off of Flipside. In fact, you might almost expect that on a good day from them. But again, if they don't show up, specifically if they don't take Mirage their map choice, I don't know if they'll get Cash. I mean, Cash, again, it's not a map I think of when I think of Flipside, but just based on how T-side oriented they are, that they can pick up, I would say probably 8 to 9 rounds. If they play well, they should be able to take Dignitas off on it. Now, Dignitas, much like TSM when they were under Fetish, were super CT oriented. They've become more T-side as well now that MSL's calling for them.
Yeah, and it's way more fluid, I think, in the way they're calling it. Back in the day when had Fetish, it was more like one guy, kind of like Titan has, with one guy calling everything. But now with MSL calling, also playing in the mid, and people helping with the mid-round calls as well, I think that they play a much more fluid T-side, and they're much more out over the entirety of the map, trying different stuff every time, and not just trying the same set strats all the time. So I think it's a good change for them. And one other thing to note, as you said, like, they need to step up Dignitas to show that they're not inconsistent. Nico, one of my favorite players, was one of the best AWPers in the early beginnings of CSGO. Not at all there right now, but if he steps up and just takes like 75% of his game back then I think they have a real chance.
I would agree with that. There is a lot of, I mean, there's both Nikos that have been getting a lot of hype lately, but this Nico 2013, I think he was in the top 10 for HLTV's ratings, if I'm not mistaken, and then he kind of trailed off. A lot of players did. Markolov's another one of those who's in this game as well. And that has to do with two things. One is perhaps, yes, the game, when it first came out, was a novelty, and now things have been nerfed and adapted and changed. But it also has a lot to do with the population of the game. We brought over a lot of the players that were still sitting around in Source, even in 1.6 in some cases, are now all in this population of CSGO community. And what that does is it dilutes the talent pool in such a way that, in other words, you know, the guys that were sitting at the top, well, suddenly it's a lot deeper. There's more depth on that chart. They're not necessarily the top anymore. But you're right. If Nico can get back to the way he was playing in those years, like you say, even to 75% for them, that's a big part of Dignitas. And yeah, I mean, the guy for me that's been stepping up a lot, Kierby's been looking quite good, but AZ, I think AZ's been great this year.
Yeah, it's fun to note because when Dignitas, who now TSM, picked him up back in last year, I think it was, or the year before, I can't even remember anymore. But when they picked him up, it was kind of like a year too early, I think, for picking him up, because now he's showing really what, like, if you kind of nurture him and cultivate him, how he can rise from being just a talent to an actual top-level player. We've seen that in the last couple of weeks, so he'll be one to watch for me, especially. Also, Pimp, as always, one of the most dedicated players in the Danish scene, always, so I wanted to watch him.
Yeah, I think Pimp's improved his game as well, or just at least tidied it up a bit. But I think that, I mean, that just goes to the whole team in general. I don't think you could highlight any specific player. I think just collectively they've started making better decisions as a team and getting the results, again, closer to the results that they desire. So, knife for sides. Typically, you want CT on this map. Now, it depends. So, there are certain teams. NIP, this is one of the ones they often pick T-side to start. But that usually has to do with the fact that it's LAN. They want to catch people off, not warmed up. So that doesn't necessarily apply here, but we'll see which side they're going to choose. Yeah, and then they'll swap it over. No surprise. So Dignitas will start CT, and we get to see Flipside's T side right out of the gate, which should indicate pretty early on in this matchup how things are going to go and how they're going to trend, because, again, Flipside, typically their victories are carried to them through their T side performance, which is quite miraculous at times.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Just waiting for the teams to get ready, and then we'll be ready to go here with the game. And straight out of the gates, of course, I haven't been casting for a while, so I haven't been watching a lot of CS. So I'm really looking forward to see what Flipside, because Flipside is one of those teams that I really haven't had enough time to watch. But so far, what everyone has been saying is that they're really interesting to watch. So I'm looking forward to see what they can bring, especially here in the pistol round, because we all know pistol round's so monumental to getting a good start in this game.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I mean, the thing with Flipside that's really cool is that they've got World Edit as a primary opper, Simple picks it up as secondary, and that leaves Markelov, of all people, as a third opper. They just have that much depth on their team, and on certain maps, it really goes to show. This is one map in particular where they like to run a double op setup. Now, that does rely on economy on the CT side working in your favor, which can also mean if it's your go-to, it can be your kryptonite, and that's very much the case in Fnatic's game, where if they can't get their double op rolling on CT, then they're in a lot of problems. But we'll see how it unfolds. It looks like B is going to be the call right now. They're just trying to get some establishment in mid as Simple pokes away at AZ. If he can work his way in there and get toward the vents, they'll split, because the bomb's still waiting in the B connector. And slowly but surely, they are all heading in that direction and gathering to take what hopes to be a relatively easy site. As we can see, MSL is holding on the back side of the vents, though, so they do have a 2-stack there set for Crossfire, but MSL's out of the vent, so he won't be able to use it to his advantage and duck out of cover. Once he's spotted, he's going to have to fight his way out. That relies on Pimp to come back in and help support him as Nico. He actually does a little bit of damage through that smoke. And here they go. Smoke's out, so they will try and pinch, and it's going to be Blade to push in right away, and the burst headshot takes down MSL. And Nico, he's there, but he's through at the back of the smoke. He's actually going to push it, and that's the right call, because he's going to get one, make it two. Markelov dropping as well, and now it's 2 players only remaining for Flipside. Simple, make it just Bondic, as he's only got 29 HP, so the rotations were dead on from Dignitas. Even though Flipside wanted that B vent connecting play, unfortunately they couldn't get there, just simply by the fact that they covered it off already. And again, MSL was waiting on the back of the vent, so they'll start things off 1-0.
Yeah, that was almost a perfect round from Dignitas, especially the players on the B bomb side. Pimp especially playing with discipline, playing very defensively as he's supposed to do. The only guy who really messed up just a little bit was MSL peeking a tad too early instead of waiting. But otherwise from that was a stellar round from Dignitas. So now it's going to be the pistol, the force buy here coming up from Flipside, with some Tech 9s and a Deagle getting ready to go towards the A bomb site, which currently has Kirby on the back of that, and AC then in middle on short, ready to rotate. So should be good enough for Team Dignitas whenever the Flipside tactics guys decide to rush in. Let's see if they're going to put down a couple of set smokes here. They have some smokes and flashbangs ready. Whirled, of course, with the bomb in that main. Now, going to boost up into middle here. Simple, just peeking over with the Deagle as the CTs in Nico just below him are just moving around. And as we speak of Nico, he's just behind the smoke, and he's going to get bonded. Kirby also with one, and that's going to be the rush coming in towards the bomb side. Nico picks up another one, but look at this, the bomb is on the bomb side. Flipside just runs straight in and gets demolished. That's World Edit dying at the end of the round, and that's going to be 2-0 for Dignitas. Not too much of a surprise, but still, we do see sometimes these set smokes combined with Deagles, and of course always the Rec 9 can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, that was the entry was attempted to get there, and they did find that one first kill with the Tech 9 to get inside the site, but there's really not a lot of room they could have got from that. No. So they'll go back and just try this out one more time without guns, because they haven't got a bomb plant down in either round. That was their attempt that time. We saw World Edit try and push in and plant it late, but they didn't get anywhere near the bomb site, or at least sustainably, to put the bomb down. So Kirby now, he'll fall back. He has the FAMAS. Door's already open, so he knows one's towards Squeaky. MSL, he's just waiting. There is a lurk over toward B. It's going to be Bondic. Actually, take that back. It's going to be Simple that's actually waiting out toward Toxic. But again, they haven't committed anywhere. And interestingly enough, AZ's pushed forward all the way to the lockers. This gives him a good read, and he'll be able to call early if they start to push onto A. As a result of that, they'll slowly rotate Kirby back down to middle.
Yeah, Ace is actually pushing all the way out right now, and this could be monumental because, oh, Bondic almost catches him off, and he will do that. First kill of the round coming to Flipside. And now it's all on the CTs on this B bomb side to hold it down. One man in checkers getting some damage.
But look what this does. This is the right call from Blade, because as soon as they pick off the one by him lurking, they know they've pushed up A, which naturally would mean if they're getting that aggressive on one bomb site, they're likely going to get really passive and aggressive in terms of stacking the other. So they rotate back. They were set to go in on B until that kill happened, and then they change it up. And that's the right call. Kierby now, he's trying to hold it off. It's going to be simple to drop. He's going to get the second, but Bondic does find him in the end. This lets the bomb get considerably closer, and they might find their first bomb plant out of this.
And let's see, 2v3 right now. Incredibly tough situation right now for the remaining Flipside player, Bondic here. Probably not going to clutch it, but still, this has been a great round from them. 2 kills and a bomb plant, and now they're going to be ready to purchase some more weaponry here in the upcoming round. So it's going to be 3-0, but nice, especially as you said, call there by Blade to make that rotation, perfect rotation. Got the bomb down. And now it's 3-0, but let's see here what they're going to buy. 1-op coming out, and not a second. So only 1-op, as you said, on World Edit, their primary opper. Not with head armor, which could potentially be a little bit of trouble since he is up against a couple of M4s and a FAMAS. But hopefully he'll get the first shot on his enemies.
Well, this is the thing. I don't see Flipside unless they get a massive lead. There's no need for them to go to a double op setup on T side. That's more their CT that is going to come out. So World Edit, I mean, this is them really looking to open up the map as early as possible. And MSL, he's getting aggressive on B. But again, this mid stack, this is really smart from Dignitas. Getting that mid control early, letting AZ play this position back and forth on highway, and he'll just wait for calls from his teammates. And we also have to note Kierby's position right now, posted up in the corner, and a late smoke out. They won't anticipate him being there. They're going to have to just check that by default. And Pimp's been passive. Somehow Simple's got past, but still he finds him late. Vent not blown out, and Simple doesn't even check it. So with him out of the round early, this gives Dignitas a great chance as Bondic's slowly going to rotate back over and try and support his teammates. And that means Kierby, although boosted, he won't get much action. Smoke comes out, so AZ's going to climb up the ladder to get above it. This pulls Nico off of middle, but again, that bomb's down over toward B. So this might just be to pull some rotations off the B site. Problem is they've got 2 players right now committed to that position on Flipside's perspective as well.
Yeah, and Pimp in middle right now is going to catch one guy off. Oh no, he looks the wrong way, and that's going to be Blade getting that kill. One coming in from Nico there. Kierby's still on this boosted position, as you said before. Nico just locking frags down left, right, and center. And Kierby coming in with 1, and that's the second, and that is the round for Team Dignitas, 4-0.
Well, that's the thing. That late in the round, again, they put him up there early without a smoke. He wasn't spotted, and then they late smoked it. And if it's a late smoke, they were already pushed up toward A main. They would have heard someone boosting, and they didn't hear him because he was already there. So they were never going to check that spot. It had to be the second man in to do it. And as you can see, that second man was just too far behind Bondic to get an immediate trade. So that spot works wonders. Now they've got the first gun round and already forcing pistols back for Flipside. So 4-0, that's a good start. And after one gun with Flipside still on the goose egg, this gets harder for them. Again, it's their T side that does all the work typically in these sorts of maps, these CT-sided maps. So having a man down already in this round, it's not looking good for them.
Oh, nice shot from Simple.
Yeah, he's definitely one to watch, that's for sure. He went out early last round too. You got to remember, Pimp found him in the vent, so they need to. Obviously, they're losing out in mid control. They need to find a way to take that back and not give Dignitas too much room. Nico, this time he'll find Simple up over the top, so that brings it back to a one-man advantage right now for Dignitas' side.
So going to try and go for the entries here. Pimp picking up the first one, going for that second spray down. He gets it, and last guy is A main, and he's going to be shot down by Kierby, and that's going to be 5-0. So Dignitas with a great start so far here, and also to note, Nico has not died yet. 9 kills, 3 assists, no deaths. And here comes the double up setup from the Terrace team. So obviously trying to shake things up a bit. Yeah, here on the T side.
This is now Simple's known to sometimes break out of the mindset of the team and do his own thing, but nice shot on Nico, slides out. This could be a Blade call. If they're desperate to get rounds going early, he could have absolutely elected to go for the double op, but at the same time, I could see Simple just saying, screw it, I'm gonna op, I can get this kill. So either way, Simple gets it. That's what they were looking for. That's what they get out of it. Now Blade, he's got to watch out for that nade coming out. So ward him in a little bit of spray, but that just misses him. He goes down to 60 HP. It could have been a lot worse on the first headshot, but Pimp, he finds Simple, and now things neutralize. So the defense might have been spread up just a little bit. But with AZ coming back down highway, they'll be able to rotate Pimp back toward the CT spawn, and he'll just play actually wherever he wants. He's going to go truck right now, so they'll swap AZ and him completely. Let a rifle play mid passively and get an op to quad to cover off the A-take. And it might have been the right call, but World Edit, by opening the door, already finds AZ.
He's so close to him that through that wall as well. Pimp is only on 22 HP. World Edit tried a few shots through the walls, very close to Pimp, but didn't hit him in the end. And the terrorist is still waiting. Rushing in towards this A bomb site. Bomb is there. And MSL's taking out to 1 HP, taking all the way down, and Pimp scopes out at the wrong time, and now it's going to be the entry for Flipside all on Kirby. 1v4, completely impossible for him. And, well, he gets the first one. Not the second. And that's going to be the first round for Flipside Tactics. And a fun tactic coming out there, the double up setup as we talked about earlier, not really coming up that much on the T side, but as you said, Blade, or maybe just simple saying, screw it, I'm going to go for it, YOLO, and just gets the first pick and then the round built from that.
Well, either way, they're going to stick with it, so that tells me that maybe Blade was the suggesting guy, and that's the factor. They also had to rebuy one of those ops. They were only able to save one from that last round, and they bought it out for Simple to drop it over, so now the economy's still weak on Terrorists, despite that they won that last round. In fact, Bondic's the only one who didn't have to rebuy, based on the fact that there was drops. So they've got to be careful. They need to be efficient. They kept 3 alive last round. That'll do it, but that's a slow way of doing it. Meanwhile, World Edit, he's going to open things up this time. Similar pick to what we saw last time from Simple, and it's above this time on the boost that he's going to find Nico as well. This is looking great for Flipside. 1 round already to the T side now, and a chance to make it more. They need to be aware of that player pushing up toward middle, as Pimp has got him behind them, so this will slowly isolate their movement and their map control, but they do want into A at the meantime.
Yeah, Kirby here on the bomb side. Pimp being locked down, Kirby being the same, and now MSL has the advantage coming in from behind. They're probably not going to anticipate him being there, but still, he's 1 against 5 right now. And, well, MSL is a good player, but he's not going to clutch this one. Spondic just sprays him down, completely denies everything we know about hitboxes, gravity, and everything. That's going to be the second round for Flipside, though, and an eco coming out here for Team Dignitas. Only Kirby with real money this round.
That was a pretty nuts shot, I'm not going to lie. Jumps around the corner and just nails him. MSL's got to be a little annoyed by that one. So that'll be 2 rounds in a row to Flipside, forcing back the economy of Dignitas already. As we can see, Just Pistols had no upgrades. They're going to stay with the P2000s and USPs, so very conservative call from MSL. Doesn't want to let things slip away from them. They had the good lead to start, but as we say, Flipside, things can turn so quickly in their favor when they get rolling on the T side, and they are rolling right now. World Edit, he finds another first pick. It's MSL inside checker. That's going to force back the rotation right now from Pimp, but he's going to be alone on B because they've actually pushed Nico up toward the vents in mid, so it was definitely a very strong mid presence, despite that it's only pistols.
Yeah,
Problem is they're still going into A.
Yeah, and also as they get into A here, they're surely going to get this round. I had a little point here, but I'm just going to wait until the round is over to make it. Nico gets 1, and that's already 1 kill and 1 AK he can go and save, so that's all fine by him. Pimp is going to rotate all the way around into T-spawn, see if he can catch one as well, because if they can save 2 weapons, that would be glorious, but it's only going to be Nico. Simple kills his teammate for no apparent reason. And now it's going to be all on Nico to save this AK. But what I wanted to say is that the position that we saw, I think it was it MSL or... Yeah, I think it was MSL in Checkers. He had actually used that position once before when they had a pistol round. The exact same position. So Flipside knew where to molly him, and then they knew either he was going to burn in the flames or then step out, and then World Edit could get an easy opening frag. So they could basically get almost free opening frag based on the fact that they knew exactly where he was going to play that position in Checkers. So obviously the CTs need to change some stuff around because Flipside know exactly how they're doing it.
You gotta wonder if Simple says, World Edit says to Simple, hey, you owe me an op. But they actually managed to keep it and save it, so Bondic went over and picked it up immediately, so they'll keep this rolling. This double op's working wonders. It's up to 3 for Flipside. And again, they just want to try and establish a little bit of map control early. So far, no picks, nothing working in their favor, but hasn't been anyone aggressively peeking from Dignitas as they have been in the rounds prior to when these ops came out. Now Simple's going to try where World Edit did last time, but look at Pimp's position. He's up inside the vents at mid. This will give him a nice crossfire position if they do try and walk through those initial smokes on the front of the garage. And Nico, he knows they're looking toward boost just based on the fact of the trajectory of that Molotov. So he's got good awareness that they definitely are stacked up in mid. So World Edit's going to be the one to look for a shot as the rest, they set up for the default nades. So watch for an A take. As Nico, he's still hyper-focused on drop. Pimp's pushed up. This puts 2 toward mid. Leaves AZ to try and come back. He's going to have to hold from highway. Bondik's already crossed. Blade's going to go now as well. The smokes, they're holding them out, and that means Kirby, although he's on NBK, has a lot of work to do. Finally now AZ can come back into the site. It's the first on Blade, the second on World Edit, and almost a third. Has to switch to the pistol on Simple, and somehow Simple switches back to the Tech 9 with only 1 HP left, but he does go down to Pimp, and the flash, it's all Markelov. 1 on 2 to hold the bomb. Needs to be aware that one's stuck to his left, but the initial flash, excuse me, on MSL doesn't blind him long enough, so he'll get this defuse. It's a 10-second defuse, but tons of time, and finally both ops drop to the ground on Flipside's perspective. And after giving up 3, Dignitas respond to double up on their opponent.
Yeah, so 6-3 right now in favor of Dignitas getting that 1 back. Going to run, of course, with the double up setup here on the CT side against a double up setup on the T side, so it's going to be an interesting round. A lot of money invested for both teams. So we can see to the left and the right that, well, a lot of players are only on like around $1,000. Even some of the Dignitas players around $100. So a lot of money invested in this round. So this is going to be extremely huge here as MSL pushes early into the vents.
He goes up mid to do that. So this is actually similar to how we saw Pimp do it in the first gun round when he took down Simple inside checker because the vent hadn't been broken, so they overlooked it. So they'll need to be aware of this. They need to be at least in position in garage to hear those vents get broken on the front if they're going to have to hold this. Again, look at the crossfire setup. Kirby's up there in the cubby this time as well, so this is even more aggressive than we've seen from Dignitas. They're changing it up, and Pimp with an op inside B. He catches World Edit peeking, and that's something they haven't seen before.
Good defensive play right now from Team Dignitas. Playing fairly disciplined, 2 guys in that crossfire in middle holding it, and Pimp of course hitting that shot on B. So right now I'm gonna have to demand on something out of the ordinary from Flipside. And that's a good molly forcing MSL down from his position, and now it's not a crossfire anymore. Now it's just Kirby here in middle. And there we go, the kill coming up from Bondik. Nice drop. I didn't even see that. Bondik getting that kill, and now it's a 4v4.
Yeah, they've definitely pulled it back in their favor. MSL's going to play passive inside B this time. So they've got Pimp back out, up toward Heaven. That changes the angle of the op again, but Bondik, he wants to get down mid. Nico's waiting. Double op working in wonders now for Dignitas. They turn it right back around as, unfortunately, no awareness that he was going to get shot from quad. And MSL waiting in pit in the back of a smoke. I haven't seen anyone do that play in a very long time. It actually used to be common that people would smoke themselves into that pit so you would get overlooked, because you can actually drop a smoke right in the pit and get up on the edge of the ledge of the bomb site and see over top of the smoke. It's almost one way. It's very hard to see through it, but either way, it gets them the kill. That's going to give them their 7th round. An economy dwindling, so they can't even get a single op out right now on Flipside's T side right now. So Nico, he's going to go for the pick toward mid. This gives him a lot of space to do it with.
Yeah, and also Blade, if I'm not mistaken, only on a Tech 9. Yeah, he is only on a Tech 9, so I should say economy surely dwindling for them, as they will need to pick this one up for sure. Flipside.
Easy. He's going to flash in. That lets his teammate back in. After that, his MSL's going to wait with Pimp. Try and lob out a nade. It's Kirby that was flashed in. Yeah, this is exactly where they wanted to get him with that flash. So he didn't spot anyone initially getting in there, but now he'll get up toward lockers, and he might just wait. He could definitely see World Edit right now. He's trying to get more information, and wait as Markelov. He wants to come back in, but Kirby, he's letting them all go past, and now he's going to fire away, and it's 2 in the bomb, plus 3. Finally takes down Simple, and the patience pays off. Swaps over to the AK, and they have to fight back and return to just recover the bomb right now as Markelov finally does that. This only gives them a 1-man advantage, but what a play from Kirby.
Yeah, just playing it very disciplined, just hiding in that corner, just waiting until if he sees like a second guy pass, and then he can try and fire up. Great play from him, but now it's still a 3v2, so it's still doable for the terrorists, trying to play some mind games here. It's Markelov with the bomb, just checking out the A-bomb site. No one currently on the A-bomb site, but they have one player in truck, and then one player at short, so I'm going to run in the terrorists, or at least one of them. Try and go for that plant. Nice fire from Bondik onto MSL. Nico on that truck, have not hit a shot yet.
And he has to hit that first shot on entry. Bondik got the kill as a result of it, and now with Pimp down, Nico, he should have had at least one of those kills on the cross. There was no smoke to prohibit him from doing so. He just whiffed on the first, and that's the price they're going to pay for it, because now Markelov, he spots him coming up, and Flipside claw themselves out of that round. The only one to get any kills was Kierby by pushing up. The rest of them, unfortunately, failed their teammate. And Flipside will pick it up.
Yeah, and in that situation, the old Nico, in quotation marks, would have hit that shot, for sure, in my opinion. But for some reason, one way or the other, he missed that, and that essentially cost him the round, even though Kierby came out with some great play in the beginnings of it. And now it's going to be Team Dignitas on Nico, and Flipside with 1-op, and, well, a lot of AKs.
Easy fires back, tries to do some damage onto Blade, does so successfully. He's on 57, so that forces his positional change. But look at MSL, look at Pimp. They want to get aggressive in B, so they're going to push early on these pistols because this now gives them a chance to get more map control, a little bit more awareness. And with the stack up in mid, Bondik's going to have to read this crossfire, does so successfully. Nico drops, as does AZ. And Markelov, he's patient out toward long right now. He's going to find Kierby, so this all-aggressive play finally gets a kill in the form of MSL when he gets behind them. But Pimp, he now knows it's all over. They know where he is. The jig's up. And World Edit, he's going to get the shot. And this is Flipside now. They gave up 5 early, but it's been, I mean, essentially all them since. They gave up 2 in the middle, but this is the T side they're known for. And I said they've already given up 7 CT rounds. I know that sounds weird to say. I said they should be able to get 8 to 9 easily. Well, they'd have to win out the round or win out the half, excuse me, just to get 8. The good news is they forced the double save, so Dignitas might give them the chance to do that.
Yeah, let's see a couple of Danish Deagles. AC firing up that Danish Deagle, taking out World Edit as the first frag of the round, and also grabs himself an AWP. Lands the second one, and AZ's just rolling with it right now, and he will be taken out by Markelov, but still 2-for-1 trade. They take that any time of day. Bondik though coming in with 1 onto Pimp. MSL only with the P250. Kierby is the only one remaining with that Deagle in hand, and well, the bomb is going to go straight for the B bomb side. One terrorist in the middle of the smoke. MSL taking that frag down, and now it's a 3v2 with 1 AK and 1 Deagle for the CT. Oh, nice from Nico. As the pop came in, he just went straight for the kill, and now it's all on Blade, the in-game leader, to clutch this 1v3. Not his favorite position to be in, but not a bad player. Gets the first one, goes for the second. Can he get the third here? Blade with the AK-47. 1v1 now.
MSL outthought him. It was definitely the right play from Blade to take the first 2, but MSL knew that he was looking aggressive on the first 2 peaks, so rather than force the issue and try and run up and then get sound baited into a ring around the rosy, he knew the Blade was already looking nervous in that position, so he just waited for the 3rd peak by going silent, and works out perfectly. That was well thought by MSL not to panic in that situation. But it was a good effort from Blade to try and bring it back. More importantly, though, again, that's 8 rounds now for Dignitas. That gives away the round that I said potentially could go against them in the anti-eco. It was well fought. And Markelov pushing through the site, I understand the perspective of doing that, but it leaves Blade alone when they have the bomb. Just get the bomb down. They have to retake the site from you at that point.
Exactly.
So a little bit questionable for Markelov to get that aggressive. If it was everyone else was up and they had full control of mid even, or if they had a second player to cover off on Blade, then I can see it to try and prevent that rotate a little bit sooner, but not when you're leaving your teammate alone. Either way, World Edit, he's going to find Kierby. Start things off for Flipside with the 1-0 advantage.
Yeah, not really sure I like that from Kierby, placing that smoke down in that main and just stacking in the corner behind the smoke, but World Edit saw the smoke come down, so he was pretty much sure there was a player behind that smoke, and it was just a question of time before he got that kill. Questionable play from Kierby there. Of course, a young player as well, so that is bound to happen at some point. Nice play from Pip, though. Taking out Bondik, 2 more players in middle, and he has AC to his backup. AWP taken out, second one coming in from AC. Huge shots from him as this turns into a 3v2. World Edit and Blade against AC, Nico, and MSL.
Nico's holding from quad. This time he lands the shot, unlike the round so at truck, but that gives World Edit a little bit more space toward middle. He's in a 1-on-3, but no one's going to be looking that direction. First shot on Nico, easy. Second one, couldn't collect it before AZ dunked back around the corner, and with MSL coming out from B, he might be able to get behind him on highway, but actually no. It's a little bit quick from World Edit. He shuffles up very fast. Manages to go back and get that bomb as well without being spotted, but he needs to get into there quickly. Yeah, there it is. MSL catches him on the way over from highway. No smoke to allow his entry. It's going to make it 9-5 now, Dignitas, and just like that, Economy switches back the other way, and it's going to be only Tech 9s to close out the half right now on Flipside's perspective. And again, I mean, this is, you go back to that anti-eco, that's where things slowly turned around and came back this direction. They win that, then they potentially could have, made this 8-7 at half.
Yeah, and also even though Nico had that one round where he kind of messed up, I have to say he's had a decent half. 13 frags to 8 is a decent score, and he landed some of the shots most of the shots that you want him to land. And now, let's see if the CTs can hold this final bomb site push. It's going to be towards A. Team Dignitas, well, they're going to allow the bomb to be planted. That's one thing. Can they retake it now? This is a good situation for Flipside. One frag coming in from AC. Second one sure to come in as well. MSL gets one Bondig, and they're just trading frags all over the place. One player at forklift, that's simple. All the way in that smoke. Gets one. Second, but not the third.
Good peek by Kirby.
Yeah, Kirby getting that bomb diffused, and the Danish hero takes it 10-5. It confuses me so much because I'm actually Danish, so I know how to pronounce Kirby in Danish, but it sounds so weird.
Tell me.
In the Kirby.
It's Kabu.
It's pretty close. It's
all right.
Kabu. It's pretty close, but when you talk English, it's kind of, I want to pronounce it with an English accent. It's so weird.
Yeah, he tried to explain it to me one time, and I've just gone with Kirby because that's what everyone else does. So
yeah,
I'll be a follower, not a leader. I mean, that round, though, that was good from him to peek out when he did, because, again, if you give Simple essentially 3 one-on-one, Simple's going to win those, and that's what happened on the first 2 kills. So by him getting aggressive on that third peek, they already knew where he was, and he was in a good position to do it. That was the right play. If he waits even a second longer, it goes to another one-on-one, and Simple also, in turn, knew exactly where he was playing from as well. So that gives them 10 rounds on CT on what was Flipside's map choice. Now, again, we do say we go to Mirage next, which, interestingly enough, is another map that Flipside is extremely good on, but Dignitas right now, this definitely gives them a chance to at least split the series. The problem is they've already done that in 2 series, so they've got to start winning some of these best of 2s to pick up the 3 points if they want to be a chance. Again, top 2 from each division, each group, they move into the upper bracket, middle 2, lower bracket, bottom 2, and they're out. And it would be rather unfortunate if Dignitas split all of their series, but someone wins one and goes ahead of them just for that, and therefore they go out. So they need to get that second map, the elusive map. But again, first they've got to take this. Pistol's underway. Kirby, he's going to be the one pushing inside the site. Pimp, he gets even deeper. He's actually over toward the generator. They haven't pushed through like we saw Markelov do in that round, and this is where they just want to secure their positions, allow that bomb to go down. Bondik, he's smoked off from CT, and Markelov Blade, they haven't found a way in yet from Heaven. Now they'll finally take the steps forward, but only one player to drop so far. Now it's Sue, but Pimp, Kirby, they're going to come right back. Blade shuffles up, does take down Pimp, and now it's Nico back at the site using that Tech 9. Only able to collect the first because Bondik's right there and brings us to a one-on-one. Tries to bait out Kirby right now. Kirby, he's too wise for it. Doesn't peek aggressively on the first time, but the second he does, and Bondik, he comes right back out. He does have a kit, but does he have time? Yes, absolutely. And well done by Bondik to close out that round for Flipside because they didn't get the first pistol, but this time they will, and now they've got a chance to make a bit of a comeback.
Yeah, now they need to definitely get rolling, as you said. Mostly they get rolling on the T side now. They just need to flip it over and do it on the CT side because you can gain so much momentum on the CT side. And Dignitas is still one of those teams. TSM is probably the best example of how Danish teams don't play because they actually are very confident in themselves these days. Team Dignitas can still get these kind of iffy situations where they stop believing in themselves, and that's very characteristic for a Danish team. Let's see if that happens. Right now, they're just going to get gunned down completely. As Semler would say, kitties in a blender, and that's going to be another round for Flipside.
Yeah, that one was over quite quickly. But they're going to go, because of this first round bomb plant and the full save on that, they're going to go straight into these AKs. That forces a potential upgrade on the CT side. They're not going to do it. Bondik's going to stay with the P90. And it's still going to be a MP7 for Blade. So we'll see the positions they choose to play with them because they're going to have to get up close to use those to effect against the rifles. And Bondik right now, he's going to actually try and push into Squeaky. They're going to double push Squeaky. So this will give them a ton of information and a good read. Problem is they've given up a ton of mid control at the same time. And by pushing out long on A as well, if they go for highway, they're going to have a really easy split onto the A site. So Simple, that's a very important kill, but they have to fall back right now.
So the question is, where do Team Dignitas go from out? They have the mid control, and they know that CTs have pushed out of A. So maybe a B push would be the ideal here. Simple takes yet another player down here. That's AC going down. MSL dropping through the vents now. They need to get this entry from the guy onto the bomb site, which is World Edit. But World Edit locks down the first one, and now it's a 2v5 situation. And, well, Nico gets one, but that's not going to be enough. Pretty much a failed round here from Team Dignitas.
Yeah, that was. I mean, again, they pushed up, they gave up potentially a highway split, but when Simple came back and picked up that second kill, that pretty much foiled all their plans, and they just panicked and scrambled to try and get back over to B. And based on the fact that 3 players had won the war at A, they didn't need to rotate anyone off of it, so they were waiting the whole time. Markelov closes out the round, and now it's 10-8. And unfortunately, due to an early buy, there's no chance in sustaining enough economy, even though you're losing the round, or not efficient enough, I should say, to buy again. So it's right back to the pistols. Nico's going to go to Tech 9. They don't even have armor on anyone. They've got 2 flashes, so they're going to try and go for a quick bomb plant.
Let's see. I'm going to need all their Nikes equipped right now for this one to happen, because I'm pretty sure that the CT player, Bondic mainly, is going to lock this down as they come rushing in. Smoke goes down in main as well, and flashbang flashes 3 guys at the same time now. Rolls back into that side, drops them all. One frag coming in from AC though, and now Bondic is in trouble. Simple coming in to help though, and this is a good situation. Bondic grabbing that triple all on Kirby, who will not get the bomb down.
And that was the objective, so that was well done by Dignitas to hold that. They lose 2 players, but they don't give them the bomb. That was the primary goal for Dignitas this round. They just wanted to get money built up. So they'll have rifles right back out CT side. Now, interestingly enough, they haven't upgraded yet to go to the double op, so I still expect to see at least World Edit picking that up as soon as they can. But right now, they know the situation. Still going to be an op coming out for Nico, but he's glass cannon. No armor at all. 2 nades, and then 4 AKs.
It's going to be interesting, especially if Flipsid want to play this one aggressively, which it looks like right now, as they are just boosting 1 man over, and that's Simple picking up 1. Simple is just blowing off in this game, and Nico just behind him, or just below him, before he dropped down, and now just holding this defensive angle. Of course, wanting to have that 5v4 and just hold the angles is the smarter choice here, technically, for Flipsid. So, good to see that Flipsid, or that Simple can actually grab these aggressive frags, but also then play disciplined after he got the advantage.
Smoke out on connector. That allows AZ a little bit more room, and I think he might have just spotted Blade. He definitely spots Simple, and there it is. Turns back AZ. Great awareness, good game sense. Takes down both in mid. That opens up a ton of options right now for Dignitas. Not only do they have the man advantage, but they've got map control to work with. It will force a rotation from Bondic back over toward the mid connector, but they're going to attack B at the time that he's away from it, so it's only going to be World Edit waiting inside the site, and AZ, call it a hat trick. But don't necessarily call it a comeback just yet, because Markelov finds Pimp. AZ goes back, recovers the bomb. He'll put that in place as Kirby's going to watch Heaven, where Markelov tries to go for the retake from. And Bondic's inside the vents, but Kirby's already looking that direction now as well, and he'll hear him drop. In fact, he does, but Bondic still manages to take down Nico, so it gives Markelov a bit of a chance here, 1-on-2. Gets the first, but it's immediately traded. Kirby doesn't give him room to breathe, and Dignitas, they'll pick up their first of the second round before this gets tied up.
And great round by the 2 newcomers, or technically you can't say newcomers anymore, but Kirby and Ace, of course, the 2 newer players in the Danish CSO scene. Pimp, Nico, and MSL have been there for a plethora of years. So
did you say CS source scene?
Yeah, CS source and CSGO.
Okay,
that's why all these players are technically from the CSO scene and then switched over. At least on the T side.
Yes. Oh, okay. I get what you were saying. I thought you accidentally said source and not go.
Yeah.
But it makes sense when you explain it like that.
So, right now, Kirby has made it all the way to the toxic area. I'm just waiting here for a couple of CT players to pass, but they're just playing it defensively, not giving him anything at all, and he's only on 12 HP, so there's not really much he can do. He can't really jump across because he's, well, just needs a slight touch of a grenade and then he'll just explode. So, Team Dignitas needs to group up and pull something out of the I'm forgetting the word here. You pull what out? No, never mind. Pull a strat out of
the hat? Rabbit out of a hat? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, that was exactly.
Oh, wow. Perfect.
My English is so
I've got
rusty.
a hat right here you can wear.
My bad. But here we go. Hopefully a couple of tactics should make up for that mistake as they push maybe onto the A-bomb side. Gonna do the split here from short and from main as well, but the CTs are ready. One frag coming in from Simple, AC taking 1 down, but Simple with a second one. Bondic also with 1, Kirby entering back, and now the rotation is coming in. Kirby coming in, Pimp with 1 as well, and now it's all on Pimp. 1v2 with 12 seconds.
And you talk about impact frags in a round. Yeah. Sure, there's lots of kills that come out, but some mean a lot more than others, and in that case, Simple's 2 kills really saved the strategy, or at least gives them a chance here as Pimp He will go down to World Edit, but that flash that came over bottomed the space that he needed to take the first kill up close, and then forced off the second player who couldn't get the trade until he went for the repeak, and by that time Simple was already staring him down as well. And those 2 kills saved the split because they gave up mid essentially for free, and they were already playing for an A main take, so really good job by Flipside to realize the danger, sense exactly what was going to happen, and then play it accordingly, because that was literally a one-track pony. If that didn't work, there was no winning that round.
So right now, Nico coming out from Dignitas, Flipside in a perfect position. They don't even notice him at first, then MSL comes in, Markelov with the return onto Pimp. But MSL now has an M4, and this is not entirely impossible. Flipside misses that one, but hits it with the P250. Blade coming in from behind, and now it's all on AC. 1v3 is impossible, and it will be 11-11.
So just like that, they bring it back 6-1 in this half. As it's been all Flipside. And again, the economy's not great. Pimp. Is this Danish dualies? That has a better ring to it than Swedish dualies.
Yep.
That alliteration, so strong. We'll see if Pimp can do anything with them. I feel like a Pimp would carry dualies too.
Yeah, he probably would. Also, Pimp has actually expressed his love for the dualies, despite a lot of people like kind of talking him down for using them. But right now, he's going to show them exactly what these dual pistols can do. Or maybe not, because he's going to be held back. Bondi with one, but now Pimp coming in towards the bomb side. 1, 2, 3 frags, and the dualists will not come into play this round.
Sadly, not the case. But Simple, he waits, just barely sees through the edge of the smoke, and it's going to be KRB that gets caught. And now Flipside take their first lead of the game. Again, this is their map choice. We go to Mirage next. And here comes the op-out again for Simple. It works that round. They'll go right back to it. They won't necessarily put World Edit onto one right now. He's going to keep the M4, so they've got 2 AKs picked up and recovered, but watch out for Nico coming back the other way. This time he does have chest armor. The last time we saw him, it was glass cannon, but no nades, no utilities. They've got a decent amount still to execute with on the other 4, but he's going to be looking strictly for line of sight and strictly for an opening pick.
So once again, the Terrasite is playing it passively, just wanting to see if the CTs want to commit to anything strange, lock down a couple of early frags, but of course both these sides are very methodic, very disciplined, holding it down. Markelov for that mid pick, and he's caught off guard with the flash of the smoke out. I think that Nico picking up the frag, and now has access to the vent. Can go pretty much anywhere he wants to right now.
So World Edit's just watching it, because the second that it's broken, he'll react accordingly, make the call for his teammate to rotate over. In fact, he already has, and it's Bondik that's arrived. And that means they're going to go. MSL, he goes through, and Simple's waiting. World Edit, pop flash through the smoke. He's going to rush them with the M4. 2 blinded, but not the third. But they still line it up. The one that wasn't blind lines up for the others, and World Edit gets a hat trick off his own pop flash. That's brilliant. And now Pimp, he tries to find Simple, does so successfully, at least gives them the bomb site to work with, and AZ's going to try and go for this plant, so they're not done just yet. Dignitas still have a chance despite the individual play from World Edit, and Pimp knows where Bondik is because he's going to get caught with the nade out, and unfortunately, Dignitas, they'll still pick up the round because that was a hefty amount of work done by World Edit.
Oh yeah, that was brilliant. Brilliant pop flash coming in from him, but I have to say I'm very impressed by Dignitas on this map. I would consider them big outsiders for this one, and then not even slight favorite, more like 45-55 to Flipside on the next map. But they have done extremely well here in DE Cash. Big hats off to them for this one, and now they're gonna have yet another Briar round here against Flipside. Nico once again with the AWP, but now all the utilities and the head armor.
Really passive so far on the setup. Pimp's just watching out toward long to make sure they're not going to get pushed. But Simple's already got this angle held right now at A main. Dodges the first flash, knows the peek's coming, and smartly takes the fight. Nico goes down, and that's the pick they couldn't find in the last round to start it off. Because it was actually Nico, if you don't remember, that caught Markelov, like you said, with the nade out early. So we'll see if they can work with this. Oh, Blade's been spotted. MSL knows he's there, but likewise, they now know that they're coming through vents, so Markelov has to hold true. World Edit this time not in the same position, but throws out an initial flash that Markelov could play off. Second bounce one off the edge of the roof, and they're both blind again. World Edit in his own pop flashes. This guy doesn't need a teammate. He's a one-man highlight reel right now. As 2 rounds in a row, he executes perfect position with flashbangs. And he's having a field day with it right now. They keep the lead 13-12.
Yeah, and pretty much everyone from Flipside stepping up individually right now. Simple get the very, as you said, impact kills. Don't really like, he doesn't really get too many kills, but the ones he get are really important. And now also World is stepping up here in the latter stages of this one. Right now, Eco from Dignitas should be an easy round for some highlight kills maybe. For Flipside, as the entire Dignitas squad rush towards short with those Rec 9s and Pizza 51 from Bondic. And now it's just a shooting gallery as they're going to be mowed down. Kirby getting one. And
oh, there it is.
From Simple.
Now Flipside's rolling.
Oh, wow.
Distribution's quite good as well on Flipside's.
Yeah.
Kill feed right now, because I mean, World Edit, we just saw 2 great rounds at him where he picked up 5 kills. He's still only on 18. He's on the bottom of the score sheet due to points, but I mean, Blade, Strat Caller, he's on 15. It's MSL who's strat calling for Dignitas that's behind, but the rest of them as well, they're quite close. Yeah. So it's definitely been a team game. World Edit this time, again changing things up at B. He's going to get more aggressive toward the halls. That initial smoke gets him, hold the angle. He'll be able to flash through it. Needs to be aware, though, that Kirby's coming through, and he might get caught by this, because Kirby spots him first, but World Edit, great reactions. Meanwhile, Simple, he found Pimp, so double the damage right now, and double the advantage from Flipside's perspective. Late smoke out from AZ, cover off Z connector, and they'll try and push up mid. In fact, MSL's already up close. Bomb's going to be picked up and head toward A main, so they want this split. But MSL needs to open up highway. He needs to be efficient, not get caught. He's hugged the left side. He won't be able to be spotted from quad now. And he spots that the door's open as well. So he knows they push long, and as he falls back, the question is they going to bring the bomb all the way back over and try and take B, because he was in decent position. Okay, never mind. He's going to go towards Z Hall, but Markolov, look where he is, waiting on the other side of it. Because that smoke didn't allow him to come through, so he just waits for him to push, and that's going to be the right call, as AZ and Nico now find themselves as the last 2 remaining against 5 Flipside players who are facing a potential match point.
Good round from Flipside, solid round from them, not losing a single member, only losing, I think, 50 HP all over the team actually, so solid round from Flipside, keeping all their weapons. The orb on Simple, and well, as you said, map point here for Flipside. Team Dignitas on some pistols and a Mac 10 from Kirby, and it's going to be incredibly hard for them to get back in this game, if not impossible. But there's a slight hope, and hopefully we'll see that hope amount to something for Dignitas.
Well, this time he's going to play from checkers, so 4th straight round he's played a different spot inside that B site. Bondic, he's a little bit forward of quad. That means the Molotov goes deep, and he knows they're coming, so he gets the first, but he can't find the second one, and that allows him to push, and he's got to be so careful because these SMGs, they get up close before he can really do anything, and now it's going to be all Nico with the Tech 9. He picks up 2 more, and suddenly the round turns back on its head because, again, if Bondic could find both those kills, it would have prohibited the entry so much so that Dignitas may not even be able to get the bomb down. In this case, bomb is down, and they've got the man advantage, picking up the AK on MSL. Now, he's low on HP. He's only got 15, but he does have the head armor. So despite the Pimp's the high HP player, he's going to stay on the pistol for the simple fact that aim punch sucks. As Kirby, he'll take down World Edit. And there it is. MSL pops out, Blade drops, and they've got themselves 1 more round after starting out with an eco. And again, Bondic just not able to hit that second shot, and what a world of difference it makes.
Yeah, incredible difference. And also Nico getting in just around Forklift, just spraying through that smoke. I think he did around 80 to 100 damage over 2 players, just spraying through the smoke with the Tech 9. Amazing damage coming in from him as well, and 2 kills in the end for him as well. And now he has that AWP again. Only 1 smoke, but full armor. So let's see what Nico can do with his AWP they picked up from the last round.
So close smoke thrown by AZ. They want to control the vents with this. MSL, in fact, he's going to push forward of it. And he might catch Blade off guard by doing so because the vent's not popped. And Dignitas, they turn it all around. Look at those kills. All 4 of them on the obituary read in favor of the terrorists. And then AZ, he finds the 5th. That's all they need. Make it 14-15. Match point still for Flipside, but a potential overtime now for Dignitas. Regardless, all 30 rounds. And money, not so great right now on Flipside's. Again, they're on their side of the map right now. In fact, Bondic, look at that. He has to keep a 5-7 out right now, but they do manage to get an op up on Simple. He's got no head armor to work with. It still has 1 flash. Meanwhile, it's a full op up on Nico and full nades on everybody, so solid execution potential.
Yeah, let's see here. Gonna go for some set smokes to the terrorist on towards the A-bomb side. They have 1 player ready. That's AZ. Perhaps wanting to get that entry frag. Most likely onto Bondic as they go for this rush.
And they actually go for the high nade this time on Catwalk, because the last time they entered, they smoked off Quad as well, and then tried to rush it. But Blade gets forward this time, so if you smoke off Catwalk, he's just going to go right underneath of it. And Simple, he realizes that there's still players lurking in mid. They tried to sell a fake, in fact, as the bomb was heading back toward the vents where they didn't get the entry. And MSL, he may find Simple, but he won't find Blade. And now it leaves Kierby. He's going to drop down now as well, and that means we're down to just Nico remaining. Has an op still in his hands, but Bombs needs to get placed, gets flashed off, and while he fights with World Edit, this will allow the rest of the players to rotate over. They don't even need to. World Edit's going to close it out. 16-14, map 1 will go to Flipside. What a great game, though. That was really entertaining toward the end, because Dignitas just started to get enough rounds to push us to the limit.
Yeah, and as I said in the preview, I thought that on Mirage this was going to go straight to the edge, and this has already gone straight to the edge on DE Cash, 16-14. Incredible game there, and also incredible game from Bondic, especially. Not a player that I usually see as